If you feel like you're putting in more effort just to maintain your current lifestyle, you're observing a real economic shift. Inflation and rising tax brackets effectively act as a treadmill that accelerates while you're still trying to find your footing. Long-term financial momentum is dictated less by the intensity of your effort and almost entirely by the origin of your income. Most traditional education systems are designed to optimize for standardized testing and the execution of specialized, narrow tasks. Because the curriculum focuses on producing high-performing employees and specialized professionals, it rarely includes the principles of business architecture or system design. This conditioning produces a workforce that is highly skilled at trading time for a salary, yet often lacks a basic understanding of leverage, tax optimization, or the actual mechanics of wealth creation. The cash flow quadrant serves as a map for these mechanics, identifying the 4 primary ways income is generated: the employee, the self-employed, the business owner, and the investor. The left side of the grid, the E and S quadrants, is the domain of linear income. In these categories, you trade a specific block of your time for a corresponding amount of money. The right side, the B and I quadrants, focuses on scalable systems and deployed capital. These models decouple your earning potential from the hours you personally spend working. On the left side, the individual is the primary asset. This creates a ceiling on wealth because every human asset eventually faces exhaustion or the need to stop. To understand how to cross from the left to the right, we need to compare the specific risks and mathematical outcomes of all 4 quadrants. The E quadrant represents the employee. Here, your financial stability is tied to a W-2 paycheck provided by an external organization system. This offers immediate predictability. However, that stability comes with maximum exposure to earned income taxes, which are usually the highest rates in the tax code. Many freelancers in the S, or self-employed, quadrant believe they've gained independence, but they have essentially become their own boss in a job they own. While you have direct control over your daily output in the S quadrant, you still lack any form of passive leverage. For both the employee and the freelancer, the income stream is fragile. If the individual stops working, the cash flow stops. The left side provides a sense of security, but it does so at the expense of long-term scalability and tax efficiency. The right side functions differently. Business owners in the B quadrant focus on building and refining systems that can operate without their constant supervision. While a freelancer might bill for a single consultation, a business owner builds e-commerce platforms or automated lead generation systems that work 24/7. In the I, or investor quadrant, deployed capital serves as the workforce. This allows wealth to grow entirely independent of physical labor. The math is stark. A fixed paycheck follows a linear path, while invested capital follows an exponential curve. Earned income faces heavy standard deductions, while capital gains are taxed at lower rates, keeping more growth in the investor's pocket. The primary advantage of the right side is this decoupling of cash flow from the owner's physical presence. This trades the immediate certainty of a paycheck for the potential of leveraged wealth and significant tax advantages. Moving from the left side to the right involves significant friction. Transitioning from self-employed to business owner requires a change in daily behavior. You have to document your internal processes into standard operating procedures and hire others to execute them. This requires surrendering perfectionistic control. It often involves a temporary reduction in your personal take-home pay to fund the systems and people needed for scale. Moving from the employee quadrant directly to the investor quadrant presents a different set of challenges. Successful investing requires surplus capital, a high degree of financial literacy, and the willingness to accept the risk of losing your principal. Crossing to the right side is a deliberate exchange of upfront friction and risk for long-term freedom. We can use a decision tree to map out the most effective path forward based on your current resources. For corporate employees with a stable income and a cash surplus, the most direct path is moving from E to I by deploying savings into assets. This allows you to maintain career stability while using capital to combat inflation. For freelancers who are currently maxed out on time, the path involves moving from S to B by building the infrastructure to handle more work than they can personally perform. If you are currently struggling to meet basic survival needs, the immediate focus should be mastering the E and S quadrants first. You need the stability of the left side to generate the seed capital required to eventually fund your move to the right. Making this transition requires shifting your focus from individual labor towards system engineering and capital allocation. Moving to the right side of the quadrant is the most reliable mathematical way to remove the cap on your earning potential. Take a moment to audit your current income streams and identify exactly which quadrant you occupy today. Your ultimate financial goal is to methodically build or buy the systems that will eventually replace your personal labor.